I gotta record this ASAP because all the thoughts that I've been having are coming to mind right now, and usually when I turn my recorder on, I forget everything. So let's hope that's not gonna happen this time. So I feel like I haven't talked to you guys in such a long time. Like, do you guys remember when I used to do I can't speak. Do you guys remember when I used to do those training time videos and I would talk to you for like 15 minutes about my life, and just was just a very nice, chill kind of type of video, and we trained together? I really want to bring that back. And for the longest time, I just wasn't able to do that anymore because, man, I had gone through so much, and I was like, all right, first of all, it's not healthy for me to talk about this on the internet. Second of all, it's not good to talk about it, period, because it's stirring up certain things. Like, I was still very much bleeding, and it was just, talking about it would have just triggered a lot of things, and I would just give myself a really hard time. And so last week I recorded a video. It was like 40 minutes long, just talking about my life, talking about what's been going on, talking about why I've been the way that I've been for the past months. And then I was like, no. And the moment I finished recording, and the moment I stopped recording, I think it was a matter of 5 seconds that I deleted everything. It just caused me a lot of anxiety. I don't know, I was like, I can't talk about this. I just can't share this yet. And it just caused me, the idea of having that on the internet caused a lot of anxiety. And I was like, you know what? I'm not gonna push it. I'm not gonna force it. It might be too early to talk about it. It might be not healthy to talk about it. I'm not gonna think about it too much. If it doesn't feel right for me to post it, I just won't post it. So I deleted it ASAP, and then it was gone. I don't think I'm gonna be talking about that today. It's only been a week, so I might be able to scratch the surface a bit, but I just want to say that I've been doing so much better. Some of you guys noticed that for the past few months I've just been very just angry and resentful, and like, I feel so much regret that I chose to let all of that out. Well, not all of it, but a good majority of it I let out on my videos. I let it out in my videos, and maybe you're very confused right now. You're like, Dennis, what are you on about? You were just fooling around, and that's just how you are. And to a certain extent, yes, I am very sarcastic, and my humor can be pretty dark. And it is, you know what I mean? Like, it is dark. I don't mean everything that I say. But I don't know if you guys sense that there was like a difference. Like, yes, I'm normally sarcastic. I'm normally pretty negative and critical, and it was just taken to a whole new level. So one of the things that I did was actually stepped away from the Star Stable community, because I'd realized, I caught myself that I used my YouTube channel and Star Stable overall as an escape. And instead of focusing on my real problems, on what was really going on inside of me, I was focusing on the issues of a horse game, making videos about it, which it's not a bad thing to do that, to make videos about the issues of a certain game. But when you use that as a coping mechanism, and when you focus on that instead of focusing on your real issues, that's when it becomes a problem. And so what I did is I actually stepped away from the Star Stable community, and it has been probably one of the best things that I've ever done, because I feel so much more peace. Of course, this was just one piece of the entire puzzle. Like, this was just one small step out of the 50 steps that I've taken to feel better and to be in a better place. But I was just in a very toxic, like, rut, you know what I mean? And stepping away from the community for a bit was really good for me, and I'm not gonna feel sorry about it. I received comments of people saying that I've become a Star Stable White Knight for liking the Lippis honors in my video, or for no longer being as negative. And I'm just gonna say it right out of the bat that Star Stable has become way just too divided. It's almost political, and it's weird. I will not encourage and partake in that no more. It was something I was unconsciously doing, and it was a bad thing. I will keep saying what I have to say. I will keep being honest. I will keep sharing my thoughts. But I will not just be a dark knight anymore. I just had this realization that Star Stable is almost political. We're so divided. There's dark knights and there's white knights. they're both as toxic. And it was very hard for me to come to terms and accept the fact that I was exerting some dark knight behaviors at times. It was very hard for me to accept that. It was very hard to swallow my pride and come to terms with that. And again, I will keep saying what I have to say. If I like something, I will say it. If I dislike something, I will say it, as I've always done. But in the past few months, bro, like I had moved from sharing my opinions in a unfiltered way to just being outright a jerk. And I remember I made a video once about what I called a white knight. There was this person that was gonna send Star Stable HQ a real package, which was kind of like an appreciation package, collect fan art and whatever from people. And I remember I made a video talking about how that made me cringe, how that post made me cringe out. And that is one of the regrets that I have. That is what I mean when I say that I went from being an honest YouTuber to being a dark knight, to being just mean. This was just a new level of negative. This was just a new level of rudeness. And this was so unnecessary. Like, you can be honest about a game without insulting people. And even though I had blurred their name out and all that, like, dude, that was just so stupid and so wrong. And I deeply regret that. I apologize to the person privately. The reason I'm sharing this is because I want you guys to understand what I mean, that I had just stepped over some limits. And I just acknowledged that I was wrong. And sometimes I wonder, like, I'm genuinely wondering, how did you guys like listen to me? Like, how could you guys still watch my videos? I personally can't watch those videos. Like, if I go back and try to watch the videos that I posted in the month of September, October, December, I just can't do it, dude. It's impossible for me to watch those videos because the rage and the pain and the grief that I was experiencing is like almost tangible in those videos. Like, all of that heartache was leaking through my videos. I was going through so much that I was literally bleeding on those around me. And it so happened to be you guys, because I was making videos as a way to cope with all that I was going through. And I guess one of the downsides of being a content creator and having this be your job is that, dude, when you're going through pain and when you're going through dark times, like, you can't hide that. Like, you're gonna eventually show that in your videos, in the way you speak, in the way you are. You can't really hide the way you feel. At least for me, it's really difficult to mask the way that I feel, I guess. Anyway, so I'm not gonna go into details. For safety purposes, I will not say what happened to me. I will not explain what I went through. I don't think it would be wise anyway. I think it would just stir up things. Doesn't matter. It's done with. It's dealt with. It's of the past. So there's no point in me bringing it up. It would only cause more turmoil and heartache. So I'm not gonna stir things up anymore. There's things of the past. They're done. They're dealt with. But I just wanted you guys to know that I'm aware that I had gone too far. I'm aware that I was not okay. Some of you guys noticed that, some of you guys didn't. Most of you guys didn't, which was a surprise for me. Like, you guys thought I was just in a silly, goofy mood, or I don't know what. But I can talk about this now because I'm better. I can talk about this now because it's of the past. And I just want to thank you guys for staying, even when it was messy. And it was hard to probably watch my videos and listen to me. I don't know how you guys did it. Thank you for that. I literally don't know how you guys did it. I know some of you guys stopped watching me because it was too much, and I 100% get it. I probably would have stopped watching my videos as well. I listened to this one podcast at the gym, and I jotted down some things as I was resting in between sets, and I want to share those notes with you guys. I feel like they also kind of go hand in hand with what I just talked about. If you really want to impress people, show them how perfect you are. Your best Insta photo, your best achievement, the best thing you've ever done in life, how happy and amazing and smart you are. You'll really impress people and connect with nobody, and you will change nobody's life. On the other hand, if your ambition is to change other people's lives, and it is to make a difference with your own life, to make an impact in their lives, then show them your imperfections. If you show them your imperfections, you will connect with them. You are most qualified to help the person or people you used to be. And this really spoke to me. Those very things that you use as a weapon against you that you think disqualify you are the very things that qualify you. All those years making mistakes, hurting yourself or other people, every single one of those things is preparing you for that moment to help somebody who is the person you used to be. Every time you grow into a new version of you, you are the most qualified to help the people you used to be. People ask, why do you still grow and read and expand? Because I know every time that I grow and change, I know I can help the person that I used to be. This really spoke to me, and I really wanted to share this with you guys and encourage you guys. You know, when I jot these things down at the gym, I was actually thinking of a different thing. It wasn't about all the just villain arc that I went through and all the pain and grief, and I didn't think about that now that I'm better, I can help the people that I used to be, you know, that very hard person. I didn't think about that. What I did think of was about my this is something I've spoken before. I think it was in a training time last year or 2 years ago maybe. I have this issue where if I'm not productive, I feel like a failure. It's very hard for me to rest, because if I do rest, I self-loathe and I beat myself up mentally. So what should be my relaxation time becomes quite the opposite, because I exhaust myself mentally and I tear myself down mentally and I self-loathe. And this is an issue. This is a real problem. I need to learn how to rest without feeling guilty, because if you don't rest, then you're not even efficient in what you do. If you want to have creative ideas, then you need to allow yourself to get bored sometimes. The best ideas come out of boredom, actually. So if you don't allow yourself to rest, to be bored, you will not be very efficient and productive in your work. And so as I was listening to this podcast, I was thinking, you know what, I'm dealing with this, I'm aware of it, and recognition is the first step towards change. And so I'm sure that one day I will learn how to rest, because I'm actively taking steps towards that. And I've seen myself, for example, yesterday I didn't do anything, like I didn't work at all. I just rested, and I didn't self-loathe, which is, for me, that's revolutionary. And so I'm aware that I'll be able to help the people that I used to be, that person that would just continuously beat themselves up for not working enough, for not doing enough. So this very thing that I see as a weapon against me right now, that I think disqualifies me to help someone, is the very thing that will qualify me. And I just want to share that with you and encourage you. The very thing you might think disqualifies you is the very thing that will actually qualify you. You are aware of your problem, and awareness is the first steps towards change and healing. And so you're going to get out of there. You'll be qualified to help the people that you think you're disqualified to help right now. I just made a mistake, but guess what? I've learned from that mistake. I've grown from it. And now I'm qualified to help the people that may make the same mistake. So, I don't know, to me this was like mind-blowing. This was such a good word. And I just really wanted to share that with you guys. I've been so much more at peace lately with just everything with my life. I'm in a pretty beautiful season of my life, I would say. I'm waiting for certain things. I'm waiting for some answers, but it's not a restless, frantic, anxious kind of waiting. I can have peace in the waiting. I don't need to wait for the resolution, for the outcome, for the answers to have peace. I can have peace in the waiting. And that's something I've been experiencing and learning lately, and it just changes everything, you know? It really does. My business is almost up and going. It always feels like I'm taking 2 steps forward and 3 backwards, but it's almost there. I talked to a lawyer, and bro, for the terms and conditions of my website, they're charging me $1,500, which is insane. So much money went in this business, and I'm hoping it's going to be a success. And if not, you know what, that's all right. It's going to be a lesson. I'm going to learn so much from it. I've already learned so much from just developing this business. If it's going to flop, that's fine. I'm going to learn from it. I'm going to see it as a lesson, not as a failure. And I'm going to use the knowledge that I've obtained during this whole process, and I will apply it wisely on the next business that I'll build. Also, I never talked about this, but I have an Instagram page and a Facebook page for my business. It's called DAPPLE Official, and they're all linked down below in the description box, so you can find them there. But yeah, overall, I've just been doing better. It has been so healthy for me to step away from the Star Stable community, and yeah, I'm just not going to apologize for that. It's kind of funny that, you know, such a small thing can be so exhausting, because you'd think being involved in a horse game community wouldn't be exhausting, but dude, it's really exhausting. And yeah, I'm not gonna feel sorry, and I don't feel sorry. I'm so at peace with everything, being so detached from everyone and everything. Oh, I leveled the rodent up. I'm not gonna apologize for the fact that I've taken a step back. I needed that for my health, and I never promised anything. to anyone. So you can't hold me at this standard that I will say this and that. I've always said what's been on my mind. And I've just been more and more aware of how divided this game is and the community. And it's just toxic, dude. It's draining as well. Like, can we just accept the fact that some people don't like certain things and some people do? It's totally normal to be upset with the game. I've been very upset with the game. There's so many weird bugs. Like, I would be just running and then my rider just dismounts and my horse starts spinning around for no reason. There's so many bugs in the game which really do irritate. Look at that, just talking about it. There's that person standing still there. What is this? There's so many bugs, but I feel like I've reached a point where I'm so exhausted by the negativity that I just don't allow these things to consume me anymore. And I feel like hating something, dude, that requires so much energy. And is this really worth my energy? No. I don't know why I use the term hate here. It's such a heavy word. And yes, as I said, hating someone or something requires so much energy and it's so consuming. And even though I didn't hate the game, I would focus so much on the negative things. And that was draining and consuming and exhausting. Again, am I saying I'm not going to make videos about things that are wrong with the game? Absolutely not. I'm just saying that I'm done being such a negative rodent. You know what I mean? Like, I'm going to actively try and see the good in things. Not saying turning a blind eye to the wrong things. I'm going to still talk about them and address them. But I think for my own mental health, I need, and not only about Star Stable, this is also something, do you really think I'm only negative with a horse game? No, dude, this is the way that my brain thinks about everything, even in real life, and it's really not a fun way to live sometimes. My entire channel, my entire audience knows me for being very critical, and people love that, and I understand. I love watching people that are very opinionated. In fact, I think I can only watch people that are very opinionated because it's very entertaining to watch them and listen to what I have to say. Even if I don't agree with them, it's just entertaining to listen to them. So I will never change that about myself. I cannot change that, dude. I'm very critical. That's the way that I am. That's the way my brain works. I'd probably have to bust my head open, take my brain out, rewire it, and then put it back in to change that. I also have this tendency, this natural tendency of seeing the empty part of the glass. I'm only saying this because people think that I'm turning into a white knight, and that's just not possible because of the way that I am as a personality and as a person. What I'm trying to do is just be less cynical. Alright, I said it. Just be less cynical. Stop sapping myself and hindering myself from living a more joyful life just because I choose to look at what isn't rather than what is. I'm really not expecting people to understand this or receive it well. I think people still don't really understand what I'm trying to say, and they think I'll become someone that will only talk good about the game, which is funny to me because that seems kind of impossible. But this is a principle that I want to apply more in my real life and just look for the good. You know, that's gonna change a lot of things. I'm gonna keep saying what I have to say. Gonna keep tearing them horses down if I don't like them. There was this one comment saying that I become a white knight because that will bring me views. And I think that's kind of amusing because I feel like what really brought me this far was my transparency, my honesty, and my critical thinking and opinions. So me being overly positive would definitely not increase my views. If anything, they would go down. But it's just interesting to see how people think that being overly positive would bring more views. I personally feel like that would drive people away. But anyway, I've always been a very critical person. Even before, you know, this whole crisis that I went through, I was still critical, right? But I wasn't this negative. So I'm not gonna stop being Dennis. What I'm trying to say is that this overly negative Dennis is gone out the window with him. You know what I mean? Feels like it's been a long time ever since we just sat down and talked. And it feels good, and I'm happy I can finally say something. If you guys want me to record more videos like these ones, let me know, and if you don't, let me know as well. Alright, my little dinkrats. Don't forget to subscribe, like the video, ring the bell, and if you want to join my channel membership, I would really appreciate that, but only if you want to. That would mean a lot to me. Every support is very much appreciated. And also, if you want to get behind me and support me with my business, you can join my Patreon, and I would really appreciate that. And I'll see you guys in my next one. Have a good one.